I still haven't gone back there since the year 2000. I need to try one of these days.
Well, as someone who goes to Disneyland somewhat often, Ricardo, what would you say is the current benefit of Disneyland now versus back in the day?
I feel like less people were going back in the day.
So now it's worse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good.
I hate fucking Disney adults.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's more Disney
too.
adults than ever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there would be.
They're a growing population.
Wait, why is it more than ever? What happened?
It's because like ever since the Disney Renaissance happened,
our generation like filled their ranks.
Yeah. And like it became a thing where unlike Disney from, like when Disney was coming out, like 60s, etc. That was back when like he's like, oh, a Disney movie's out, but you don't like treat it like a fandom. Like you're not like a Disney fan. It's not until like the Disney Renaissance happened that you became like a fan of Disney itself as like a property. And so that sort of grew up with people. And now it's like, it's also just that like now there's all these like,
you know what it was? One thing.
What?
Social media.
Yeah.
You think that's why entirely?
I think that was definitely a major like fuel for it for sure.
There's the influencers, like the Disney influencers. Didn't one die tragically recently?
There's always an influencer who's died tragically recently.
No, but like she was the Disney
There's too many influencers for them
influencer.
to not be dying tragically recently.
And I think she died because of like Disney didn't pay attention to her food allergy. And
yeah, she was at an influencer.
She wasn't an influencer at all.
She wasn't?
Yeah. You're telling the story in a weird way, but
Oh, I don't know.
I like
I thought
it. I
she
like her
was
way
like
better.
a
No, not the
content
Disney
creator.
not the Disney Springs one. There's another one.
There's another one that happened recently.
Another allergy related.
There was another allergy related Disney death. Yeah.
Wait, was it Disney or was it? I don't know if it was
Knott's
Disney.
Berry Farm,
actually.
probably.
It was a Disney related event. It wasn't like a fully official Disney event, but it was Disney related.
Oh, you're talking about the drone thing?
Oh no, there was like a lady at like a Disney related event. I think it was based on a movie more than like Disney specifically. And then she said, "Oh, I have these allergies, whatever." The caterer said that's fine, and then she ate it, and then she died.
Here's the thing, dude. There's so many people going to Disney.
Oh wait, was it?
That the odds are there's like people dying every day at Disney, just because it's or Disney World. You know what I mean? Just because it's so big.
How many people a day? A year die at a Disney property.
It was her name was an influencer named Dominique Brown, and she passed away after experiencing an allergic reaction to holiday foods served at an event in downtown Los Angeles. So it wasn't a Disney event. She's a Disney influencer.
And it wasn't at a Disney event?
No. I think it was she's just known to be like a Disney influencer.
Okay. Well, in answer to the question of how many people die at Disneyland and Disney World combined, in 2023, it was 91 people.
Damn.
So that's a lot of people.
That's a good number.
More than you think.
It's more than you would think.
Yeah.
Wait, how many people?
I won't bother finishing that one.
91 died on Disney properties in the year 2023.
What?
It's a lot, yeah.
That's
no, wait. On
lot.
Disney properties? Like, does that include all Disney owned? Like, what does that encompass?
According to this, it's actually only counting Disney World and Disneyland. That's
okay.
It.
All right.
So it's actually
then I remain surprised.
It's actually trimmed down from what it could be, like Disneyland Tokyo, Paris,
I'm sure if you include the cruises too, like older people passing away on cruises.
Oh yeah, cruises has got to, and also
people
just
dying of diarrhea.
Yeah, of just dysentery on the cruise lines. We have to start recording Star Trek. Hang on. There we go.
Wow.
Imagine if Mickey was the captain.
What?
Make it so.
Who was the captain? Oh, Mickey. Sorry. I thought I heard Ricky.
Well, that too. Ricky's the second officer.
Ricky Martin is
Ricky. Make it so.
I thought we were going Ricky Ricardo.
Oh, Ricky Ricardo.
Oh, you hit her kind of hard there, Mickey.
Yeah, and Lucy is his Beverly.
Yeah.
So Beverly. So yeah. she's like, "Oh, I killed someone again."
That was Nicole Sullivan's Lucy. Like,
yeah, I know.
I don't think Lucy ever really did that.
No, it's the one that's burned in my brain. That's what's the problem. It's like my version of The Sopranos is not.
Yeah.
It's not James Gandolfini.
It's easier to remember Will Sasso than James.
And my version of Lucy is not actually Lucille Ball.
Yeah, it's true.
Damn you, Mad TV.
It's fine.
But yeah, we watched Star Trek. We watched Lessons this week. Finally. I know it's been.
This is why you should stop telling people what we're going to do later.
But I keep forgetting, and usually it's true. But this I forgot. But we finally saw Lessons. And yeah, it's an episode where Picard finally gets with someone who seems like his age. And
and it concludes without like a horrible tragedy.
Yeah, it concludes. I mean, it's sort of a tragedy. It's a social tragedy. Yeah,
a bit, sure, but like
it's a roller coaster, Dan, because it seems very tragic at some point.
Oh yeah,
I guess
there's a whole juke out.
Tragedy averted.
Yeah.
Well, it's a tragedy for other people, I guess.
Yes, true.
It's tragic overall.
Not the main characters. Not the ones we care about. That's
all we care about, yeah.
It's very dramatic. It's a very dramatic episode of TNG. But Lessons first aired on April 5th of 1993. Dan, should we go around this then? What do you think?
I guess. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, so I only got two things because despite the long period of time we've spent in between recordings, it has only been 1 week since the airing of the last episode we covered. So, starting off with a bit of a downer, March 31st was the day that Brandon Lee was tragically shot while filming on the set of The Crow. A quick version of this is that the special effects people in charge of the guns made a mistake that accidentally left a bullet stuck inside of the barrel, which is a loaded squib situation, and it was usually removed, like it's the part that's usually removed from blank round, and so the gun that wasn't checked and cleared before a blank was loaded in, the blank shot and unstuck the bullet that was stuck in the barrel.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was
Isn't it weird we still keep having gun accidents on sets though? That's
I think humans can make errors any time, any place.
We won't get I got
egregious ones at that.
This is kind of random, but when we went to the haunted museum, the Zach Bagans haunted museum in Las Vegas, and he had his dead celebrity item room, and one of them was Brandon Lee's jacket. I was like, this seems like it's in poor taste. Like,
his vengeful ghost haunts it.
Because it was a crow? But like if you had like something from Rapid Fire or Showdown Little Tokyo, you're like, it's fine. But if it's a crow,
just because it's just someone who died that was real, and he just chose to have his jacket shown.
I mean, is he using the jacket anymore?
To be fair, the whole museum, I guess, when he's like, oh, it's Ed Gein's cauldron, and I'm like, that's weird. Why would we see that?
He has the piece of the car from
the Dean. James Dean's crash.
James Dean's crash. Yeah.
Yeah, that's also weird.
That was like a piece of the car from James Dean's crash. Where
car
he died.
crash. Yeah.
Well,
That's weird.
The Peterson Auto Museum has James Manfield's car.
That's also weird.
It's all just morbid fascination stuff.
I mean, what are you going to do with them? Just like get rid of them? It's a historical piece
It's people who died. It's weird to fixate on it.
People die every day at Disneyland, Marvin. And no one bats an eye for them,
dude. we take a piece of this is a piece of the Space Mountain track where the guy died.
Almost every 4 days, a person dies on a Disney park.
Yeah, that's not even wrong.
We've uncovered the statistic.
So, all right, I'm allegedly. I'm going to say allegedly.
Oh, allegedly you killed somebody at Disneyland.
No, allegedly somebody died at Disneyland in a certain way.
Okay.
You could look it up in the news, but I don't want to get sued by the brat.
Okay.
I went, I want to say during like right before Christmas or no, right before November, like the end of December.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Disneyland with 2 ex-coworkers of mine. And one of them, she hadn't been there in a long time, you know? So it was like, we went on Thunder Mountain, and I was like, oh, and she rode in the first cart. And then as soon as we got out, I'm like, I don't want to tell you this before we got on, but like the last person to die on this ride was sitting in that first cart.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And she's like, damn it, Ricardo. Damn it.
Well, it's a good thing she wasn't told, and she was fine. So, you know, her experience was not ruined.
But if she had died, we would have saved that cart, you know?
Yeah, you would remove the cart, put it in your own home museum. This is where my coworker.
There's probably a secret Disney museum.
Yeah. There is
every piece of the park where someone has died on, they preserve it in that museum.
There is like an actual like Disney vault of like things that they remove from the parks, and the parks that are marked for what they want to keep, they put in this vault. So like there is a whole thing.
Yeah. So all the blood-stained pieces, right in the vault.
Right in the vault.
It's amazing to me how much that shit does not matter, but we put it in a vault. Like,
well, for some people, they have like, you know, historical significance. It's like, hey, this is like an animatronic from a ride that is no longer existing. You know, it's a shame.
When the planet explodes, it's not gonna fucking matter.
Well, then we shouldn't do it. We shouldn't do anything.
Yeah, then you're really describing everything. What the fuck are we doing this then, Sarah?
That's correct. I don't know why we're doing this right now, to be honest.
Goodbye, Star Trek.
Having an existential crisis.
No.
You just described every morning for me.
Yeah. Every morning before the coffee.
Welcome to my life, dude.
Yeah. I wait till I get to work to have those.
No, I wake up and then I lay there for like 10 minutes and then I power through it.
That's inefficient.
I know, but
you could get to work first and then do it.
I get it over with.
Do it on company time.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you shit on company time.
Crisis on company time. All right, so moving on.
We're still in Around the Sun.
I know there's only 2 things. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
And I got one more thing, and it's still related to Disney, but let's not keep on talking about Disney.
But it's Brandon Lee related.
April 2nd, Disney released The Adventures of Huck Finn, a Stephen Sommers movie, which is the Mummy guy. It starred Elijah Wood as Huckleberry Finn. It made me wonder why I remembered another 90s Huckleberry Finn movie with Jonathan Taylor Thomas in it, but I found out that it was actually another movie called Tom and Huck, and that came 2 years later.
Oh my god!
Written by Stephen Sommers. Stephen Sommers. Yeah. The dude loves his Twain.
They were really mining for Mark Twain content.
He loves Twain and he loves fucking the Mummy.
Yeah.
But only twice, though. I think 3 was directed by Rob Cohen.
Yeah, just like Huckleberry Finn. Only twice.
The third one was directed by somebody else?
Yeah.
And then it starred Jet Li as Huck Finn.
Jet Li is Huck Finn.
Just fucking roundhousing people on the raft, dude.
Pay my fence.
Now, if Jet Li is Huck Finn, who should be like his gym?
Aaliyah.
God damn it!
Why did you have that in the chamber ready to go? Holy shit!
It's basically the cast of Romeo Must Die, dude.
Huckleberry Must Die. Yeah, you're just writing Huckleberry Must Die, you bastard.
DMX comes out too, rapping.
Guns don't kill people. People kill people.
God damn it, dude.
Oh my god.
I want to see this
movie.
Why do
I remember so much of that goddamn movie?
Here's the thing, guys, is that, look, people think AI is the end of us. And that's what I thought before that. It is not. It's not.
Oh.
I think it is.
Romeo Must Die is the end of us?
I think it's really fast fucking Google, and that's it, dude. It's like the thing could Google really fast. It's like, okay. So, your art's still shitty, fucking AI. But the one thing it'll give us is one day we'll get so advanced that you could do that. That you could be like, AI, show me a Romeo Must Die meets Huckleberry Finn with DMX, Jet Li, and Aaliyah. And it'll make you that movie, like a 30-minute short.
We can kind of do that now.
It'll be beautiful, dude. We're almost there. We're almost there. It can't do the fingers. It can't do DMX's fingers, dude.
No,
that's too complicated.
No, it can't do shots more than 2 seconds long.
Yeah.
But, that's not that far off normal editing now. So
Yeah.
It's not far off from fucking Taken jumping over a fence. Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Did y'all see that Coca-Cola AI ad?
Oh God.
Yeah.
I heard about it.
It's a nightmare.
Like what struck me about is just how not better it was than other things I'd seen before. It was like it's just as bad as it looked before,
Even with the Coca-Cola budget, they just couldn't make it.
Yeah. It's not like it was like suddenly like, hey, that's really good.
Yeah, it's like in the hands of a professional company, it looked no better than anything else. And
Yeah,
it's like,
it wasn't
okay.
like oh wow, this is almost like the Polar Express with AI. No, it was like, oh, this is fucking shitty, dude.
No, the Polar Express looks like a masterpiece next to that.
Yeah.
That commercial.
It looked like Romeo must die.
Anyway, we returned from our trip around the sun back in the future, where AI has already done whatever it's going to do.
Yeah, and then we've slammed into ExpressVPN, who has no way to help us from the AI nightmare, but they do have
maybe
some. They do have some ways of giving us an additional layer of protection as we go through the internet. And I do mean that because I know the general perception is that, hey, VPNs, they don't like protect you. And that's true generally. All VPNs do as a base service is obfuscate your IP address and your activity from your internet service provider. But ExpressVPN is different because it actually also provides a host of other features that goes along with your VPN subscription. And all of these are part of what they call the Identity Defender Suite, which you get when you sign up for 2 years, and they give you that free. So basically, you get the VPN, obviously, but you also get the password manager, the advanced protection package, which is an ad blocker, a tracker blocker. The tracker blocker is really useful, actually, because it prevents sites like Facebook, etc., from properly tracking what you're doing. ID alerts, which is basically scanning the dark web for like, hey, your password's leaked, etc., stuff like that.
Can I pitch something? Can I take this ad read?
Oh my god,
hostage and say I think this is what ExpressVPN should work on.
Okay,
it should work on something that works in the background that fixes your algorithm to anything you want. Like you're like right now, like I'm really into fucking golden showers, right? And then it fixes the algorithm so like it queries a lot of things like that, and then like you get pop-ups that are similar to your whatever you like, as opposed to the stupid shit that you're getting right now. You know what I mean? Like say I'm into like
stupid shit that isn't golden
I'm gonna give you the clean
content.
version so you cut that other part, Marvin. Like say I'm into like 1980s He-Man. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it aggregates like my IP thing, so it shows me ads with He-Man stuff as opposed to bullshit that I don't want. I don't want fucking 23andMe ads. Just give me the
He-Man
fucking
ads.
He-Man
You
ads.
want that?
Yeah.
you want to be He-Man at?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
unfortunately, that's
An
not a
idea.
service they currently provide.
He-Man
but
showers.
part of this Identity Defender Suite is that they also offer identity theft insurance, which is neat, as a credit scanner. It's like Credit Karma, but comes with a thing. And really awesome service, data removal from data aggregation services that basically have been gathering your personal information and selling it to other people. It's why you've been getting so many spam calls and shit.
Yeah.
But if you do that, they individually contact all these brokers, have your shit removed. Pretty sweet deal. So
You know what? Lately, I haven't been getting as many spam calls. Maybe it coincided with the election.
Yeah, dude. It's
the
RFK,
election
dude.
for sure.
RFK,
Absolutely, yeah.
Stop
Yeah.
calling these people.
It costs money to run all those bots. And if you're done influencing an election, you don't got to use that money no more.
Because I feel like there was a period of like basically like the past, I'd say 4 or 5 months that it was nonstop. I was getting spam calls and text messages for like every other hour. It was.
But remember that time we were
crazy.
just sitting in your car and just watching as one after the other, a spam phone number kept calling you.
What were you guys doing in the car?
And the last digit just kept changing. It just kept rolling up. It was like 7152, 7153, 71.
Wow.
And we were like, that is insane.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
all
crazy.
calling.
But all of a sudden,
This is what you do. This is what you do, Sarah.
nothing.
You answer and go, hold on, let me put you on hold. Someone else is calling me. And then you put 35 calls on hold.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then you try to link them all.
Try to
Yeah, you
merge
make
them
one
all
big
together.
conference. Yeah.
Yeah, one big echo chamber of fucking robocalls.
That's like a reverse auto dialer.
I'm so scared
Yeah.
to pick it up because I feel like if you pick it up, then they're like, "Oh, this is a live line," and they like keep calling.
Yeah.
Live line.
No. Tell them like, hey, I'm interested. It's got to be this reverse psychology, Sarah. You got to be like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm interested. Tell me more about fucking RFK and his fucking shitty ass voice.
Wait, you just reminded me about like another AI initiative that's actually kind of funny. I think they've been trying to like create an AI generated grandma to waste like spammers' time.
Ooh,
I've seen this.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
that. Yeah. That came out
That is for
like a year ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
That's something I can get behind, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's
that's
supposed
okay.
to. It's supposed to emulate a lonely senior that just wants to talk on the phone.
Yeah, I like that.
That's great. See, that's what we
Yeah.
need to use AI for.
And then he or she, whatever, grandpa, they're like, oh, you want my credit card? Hold on, let me look for it. And then she starts narrating. She's like, I'm looking for my purse. Oh, it's not in my purse. Let me go look in my drawer. And like, you just burn like 10 minutes by
I
checking
found the
different places.
pictures of my grandchildren.
Yeah, oh my God.
Look
You know
at
what?
these.
And then you tell like a really fucking long-winded story about your fucking grandchildren.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back before my grandchildren, they used to give out 5 B's for a quarter.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
Now my grandchildren won't talk to me because of who I voted.
Yeah. Yeah, but all of a
RFK
sudden,
Jr..
no spam calls.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It must have been the election, in my opinion.
Yo, that was definitely like both sides spent an absurd amount of money into spam like stuff. Like it
But
was
Here's
you
my
know,
thing,
that
dude.
makes me.
Here's my thing.
I hate all of
Dude.
it then.
Dude,
Yeah.
like by the way, I have some new points that I want to talk about my presidential run.
oh, okay.
Robocalls. You
Uh-huh.
get a robocall, dude? We're going to send you $500. Just a stimulus.
People are
Of
just going to try to harvest robocalls then somehow.
Well,
Yeah, it
Then
seems
it's
pretty
on them, dude.
exploitable.
yeah.
So yeah, if you guys want to get all that stuff,
Oh, we're still
From
doing the
ExpressVPN.
read.
yeah, we're still doing ExpressVPN. You head on over to expressvpn.com/newbie Star Trek. And if you sign up for 2 years, not only will they give you 4 months for free, they will also give you that entire Identity Defender suite. Because if you choose lower tiers, you'll get some of the suite, but not all of it. So again, you head on over to expressvpn.com/newbie Star Trek and you sign up for 2 years, you'll get 4 months for free plus the entire Identity Defender suite. And also, there's a free 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you're not sure, you can just send it back after 30 days and be like, I don't want this VPN anymore. Put it back into the British Virgin Islands where you came from. There you go.
I like how you took the ad read hostage, then forgot we were in it.
Yeah, dude. I apologize to ExpressVPN. I don't.
Next, let's do extra. Good old extra.
Oh my
you know
God. How many reads are we going to do?
what? 2. It's just
I
2.
thought this was like 5.
It sounds like 5 when you take over it and start
I know.
talking
I'm
Quit
about
taking
your
them
presidential
hostage,
run.
Ricardo.
I know, dude.
So I gotta be honest. Sarah and I recently moved, and one of the bags we used for
You
packing,
lied, dude. No.
has
Can't
been-
believe
Well,
that.
we've
Yeah.
moved like 500 times in the last like couple months.
That's true, actually. But one of the
We've
bags
moved
we
yet
used,
again.
the bags we used for moving was the Grid duffel backpack, and you know
Yeah,
what?
We did.
I fit a fuck ton of shit in that thing. It was actually really useful for when we were moving because it just packed like crazy. All the amount of stuff I could put in it. This is one of the great products you can get from Extra, but classically they're known for their really cool compact wallets with a quick access button that pops out all your cards in a fan-like pattern. It makes it easy to handle. I was at a bar the other day. It was super easy to just give them my card, and they were like, "Whoa, look at that!" So there you go. If you guys want to check out all of the Extra's offerings, you can head on over to extra.com. That's EKSTER.com.
Mhm.
And use our offer code Newbie, that's NEWBIE, to add an additional discount to any order site-wide. And we say additional because it always stacks with ongoing sales. So again, you can head on over to Extra.com and use our offer code Newbie for an additional discount off of any order site-wide and lots of other free little perks, free shipping, free returns within 100 days of receiving your order, and at least a 24-month warranty on all products. In fact, I think now all of their wallets have lifetime warranties. That's pretty neat. Yeah,
The lifetime
cool.
of the wallet or my lifetime?
Your lifetime.
Really?
Yeah. Allegedly. So
Your lifetime.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Although to be fair, our lifetimes will likely not be that.
I'm trying to
long
wondering
at this
what's
point.
the better gamble, to gamble on the product's lifetime or someone's lifetime.
Probably the product's
That's
lifetime.
every corporation's most important decision when writing their copy.
Like,
Listen, it is a mostly
lifetime
metal
of the product or lifetime of you? How
It's a
do you drink every single day? Do you smoke?
It is a mostly metal product, right? That will probably go far beyond when we die. You know, like it's probably gonna survive. You know, so all right. Well, let's ask Denise Crosby what she thinks. Oh, her life expectancy was actually quite low. Sorry,
Ricardo, could you please tell us what happened in this episode?
Can I just talk about something that chaps my ass, dude? Especially during the holidays.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hate people that are
grinds
like,
my gears.
yeah, dude. Let me tell you, dude. Let me tell you what's honking my horn, dude.
All right.
I hate people that are like, oh, I gotta get healthy after the holidays because I was eating bad. It's like, motherfucker, this body is gonna decompose in like 80 years.
Yeah.
Fucking run into the fucking ground. I don't understand. Like,
That's true.
look, I get it. Like, you want to be healthy and like all this stuff, and like
My body
but
is a
at the same
temple.
time, what are we doing, dude? What are we doing with these bodies? Are just a shell of a carcass, dude. Like, let's run them into the ground, dude. I've been saying it for years. I want the doctor when I die to go, this guy should have died 20 years ago. I don't know how this
That's
guy's
pretty
alive.
good.
That's actually like pretty cool if a coroner.
Yeah, whenever
says
you
that
can
during
actually
an
have that
autopsy.
flex, it's great. When it's
Yeah.
like, this guy should have been dead. And it's like, yeah, he should have been.
I have no idea how he was still alive.
I want the doctor to like beg my wife to be like, you have to donate his body to science. We don't know.
I mean, you hear that
all he ate was
occasionally.
Tapatio and
Yeah.
and tahine. Like, his sodium is through the roof.
Yeah.
It's like that one Korean grandma they found living on like a mountain, and like they verified that she's over 100 years old, and they're like, "Oh, what's your secret?" She's like, "Well, I smoke and drink every day, and I eat lots of rice and pork, basically bacon." And and you're
Yeah,
like,
there's
"Okay."
been like people who are like, oh, I drink an obscene amount of soda every day.
Yeah.
But like the
Yeah.
secret to long life is like being single, like not having men around. And I think
I
that's
remember
like-
feeling validated by some like
Accurate.
Dr. Pepper chugging grandma that
Yeah.
lived to be like
Yeah.
100 or something.
you're like, I'm gonna be fine.
Yeah,
To be honest,
fine.
it was
Look at
all
her.
the masturbating that really.
or like that one the guy who's eaten a Big Mac every day for like the past like 20 years
you
or
mean
something.
Morgan Spurlock? He's dead, dude.
You know what everyone says? Like, what everyone says immediately when you bring up that guy is, but he doesn't eat the fries, though. He doesn't eat the fries.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
They-
but that guy's fine. The guy who eats a Big Mac every day, he's
Marvin.
actually the picture of health, you know?
Marvin, they saved the booth where Morgan Spurlock died at McDonald's.
Oh my
And
god.
they have it. You know, and I can make a joke because I'm also going to die.
Yeah,
so I can
he-
make that joke.
Wait, did Morgan Spurlock die?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
dead.
dude.
Yeah, he's been dead for a little
Yeah,
while.
he died. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think McDonald's related, but
How do you know, dude?
It could have been.
How do you know,
Uh,
dude?
Sure.
They-
I'm not
the fucking
sure.
hamburger didn't fucking
and Boeing
kill him
can
to
kill
sleep,
off
dude.
informants allegedly.
Yeah,
McDonald's certainly can. I don't know.
We need Luigi to look into this, dude.
Yeah.
Well, they needed revenge for supersizing me.
Luigi's now a fucking detective. Like,
Dude, we need to make a series called
I
Detective
mean,
Luigi.
honestly, yeah.
And really, he's not solving any crimes; he's committing them.
Yeah.
Luigi, investigate this murder. He just commits more murders. And you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Hey."
The only way to fight fire is with fire.
The only way to solve this murder is to commit more murder.
Yeah. You know what, dude? We're gonna be all right, guys.
Is that like Dexter or something?
Here's the thing
That's,
about this
that's the
episode.
plot of a Dexter episode for sure. Yeah.
Here,
Yeah.
let me tell you about this episode, guys.
All right.
It was so good until the last like 8 minutes, and then
What?
Oh, I disagree.
I knocked like 3 points off of this fucking episode.
Oh, I
Oh,
totally
my
disagree. I love
God.
the way it ended. Yeah.
I hate the way it ended.
You wanted her to
you-
stay dead, right?
Here's the thing: the logic doesn't make any sense because that's what fucking love is. Like you run the risk of failure, you run the risk of betrayal, you run the risk of your partner dying. You could tell your partner, "Hey, can you go to the store and get me like fucking some Coke Zero?" And they die on the way to the fucking store.
Mm.
And what are you gonna blame? It happens every fucking day. Like
Yeah.
this is just part of fucking life. And he should have just said, I don't want to fuck you anymore. I fucked you in the tube, and now I don't want to fuck you. I'm done. He should have like he really pussed out in this fucking episode, dude. He should have just said, "I'm scared of love. I'm scared."
Yeah.
And that would have been a better fucking ending to this episode than the bullshit. Like, oh, I'm afraid that I'm going to lose you. I'm going to put you in a situation where I'm going to. It's like that's you're just describing everybody. You know, me
I do
losing
think
a
though
parent,
I think the implication is though that he is afraid of a committed relationship, and he sort of explains
the more
it that
powerful
way.
scene would have been him saying that, not being like,
Yeah.
"Well, I'm afraid that I might fucking send you on a mission. You might die."
Well, I think it's sort of implied because of her response to him when he's like, "Well, you know, we can be long distance," and she's like, "Yeah, definitely," and then she like walks away. You know, I feel like that.
Well, it also like it just feels. It gives me vibes of like I fucked already, and like now I'm not really feeling it, and like I'm just gonna use this excuse of fucking lasers.
Like
Oh,
you
that
felt like
didn't give me
it
that at all. No,
cheapened
no.
it a little bit. Like he should have just been honest about, you know, why he was feeling that way.
I just don't buy the ending because you're just describing love in general.
Yeah.
Like that's my biggest fucking gripe with this episode. Like you're just describing.
I think
everything.
with Picard though, in particular, one, he's way more stuck up than most people, or has reservations than most people, and two,
you haven't met half the people on Instagram then.
but I mean, not stuck up, hung up on this issue. Yeah. Like this is like an ongoing fear for him. It's why he's never had a relationship while captain. You know,
well,
so
it's conflicting with his career. I mean, that's the main thing. Is
he's someone who's put his career at first so often.
He's 100% all about the career. You know,
I was gonna wait to bring this up, but we were touching on it already, and like,
let's do it, dude.
Something that like I got kind of stuck on, or something that I can get stuck on if I think about it too hard, is although it was very cool that they meaningfully brought up continuity with his past with Inner Light here and his time and like, you know, living his life on Catan.
Yeah. His flute life.
If we acknowledge that all that happened and remember and keep it in our minds, like it finally acknowledges the gravity of Picard's lifetime lived there. And it made me wonder why Picard didn't wake up a completely different person that episode. Mm-hmm. You know, he actually spent decades, presumably, learning how to love his wife, raise his kids.
Child, yes.
How to interact with family and, you know, be part of a community without being part of a command.
Yeah, and not to mention in the episode itself, you see during his lifetime, you see his personality changing. He's very hard-nosed.
He settles in. He finally, like, he integrates and he lets himself be someone else, or like he lets himself explore other possibilities of his personality. And
I wonder if it's like sort of implied that because once he realizes these were projected memories, he compartmentalizes it. Maybe it no longer like fully. I think it has affected him as a person to some degree, but maybe he's like, damn, that was a really, really, really intense dream. And,
it feels like that would be very difficult to compartmentalize. I mean, you're talking about an entire lived lifetime with a child, a partner,
and if he's willing to compartmentalize that, then why hold on to the flute and be so sentimental about that?
That's true. Yeah. So it's sort of like he knows they weren't real, yet they were real, and he wants to feel like they were real. And
look, the real answer is it would just be hard to write.
Yes.
That's the real answer.
I was thinking that earlier too.
but that would have been really cool, though, right? If he did,
it would have been cool, but that takes a lot of effort.
Status quo changes are scary.
I don't want change.
Scary.
It's easy to just do it for the episode and then just go back to our normal character elements, you know?
To be fair, that's always been my criticism of Inner Light as well, though, is that the ending's just really fast. They kind of just go, well, so you're back, right, Captain? How was that? Well, okay, thanks.
Yeah, I think we already kind of like read it as like, oh, that's a little too fast. We weren't super satisfied with how it went, but this is kind of a continuation of like, oh yeah, like really, that should have had more ramifications, probably.
Yeah, that was part of the issue. But anyway.
So that's the end of the episode. Yeah, I mean.
Who wants to have sex in a Jeffries tube now?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to talk about like the little.
But then Jordy will hear
idiosyncrasies.
I know. No, that's the point.
He's a pervert. He's so much a pervert that he heard when somebody was about to fuck, dude.
Yeah, and then he was like, "Hey, Data, come listen to this."
Data, you smell that pheromone in here? And he's like, "No, dude." He's like, "They're downwind." And he's like, "What the fuck?" I'm talking about, dude.
Oh my god.
I've calibrated my visor to smell them better.
Yeah, I see the pheromones in the air, man.
Damn it, Jordy.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out a way to say it because this episode really did, like, seriously, like, I start off and I'm like, oh fuck, this could be a really good episode. And also, like, I've done really good at, like, not checking ahead, even when I was burning our discs digitally, so I could for easy access for me. I was very careful not to get spoilers and not to even like screenshots of things. Even when people post like memes, I usually just kind of like scroll to like where there's more writing than there are memes on our Discord page.
Sure.
So I don't know what the end holds. You know what I mean?
Right.
And if somebody spoils something, I smoke enough weed where I'll forget. You know?
Yeah.
As soon as you see a spoiler, you're like, well, you start lighting up.
Yeah.
I gotta get rid of this.
See you guys tomorrow. And so
that's what's inside the MIB neurolaser. It's just a weed flash.
It's just a vape pen.
It vapes directly into their eyeballs super fast.
Your eyes just immediately get bloodshot. And you're like, I want some nachos. So having not having spoilers, I really thought like, oh wow, like he must marry this lady and like have kids and stuff, and like that's gotta be it. And
the whole thing,
yeah, like my imagination went wild, and I was really happy for him. Like, just on so many levels, like it really. I think that it would have changed the dynamic of the show in a really interesting fucking way.
Yeah.
Because we would have seen the diplomat Picard.
We would have seen him with the Beverly lookalike.
Yeah. Beverly
she does look a lot like Beverly for some reason.
Who's not as she's not as annoying
way
as
more interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Way smarter. Her death fucking toll is not as big as Beverly's. In fact, she saves lives. She
saved lots of lives.
She's the other redhead.
Yeah. But I was really like happy for him, and for like the possibility of like where the show would go. And then at the end, it like fucking pulled the rug from me, and it just really made me upset overall. Yeah. Like where I was like, it just left, and then like it's one of those things where like sometimes I watch episodes and I'm like, oh, that was fun, and then I forget about it. Meaning like I don't have to think about it anymore. Meaning I'll talk about it, but like
it was a nothing episode.
Yeah,
like,
not even a nothing episode, but like even like Measure of a Man. I as much as I joke around, like I get what was important, but at the end of the day, like I've forgotten it. Like if you showed it to me again, I'd be like, oh, I don't remember this. You know, where this episode, I was like, even today, I was like thinking about it. I was like, oh fuck, stupid ass fucking episode, you know. and whether it's good or bad, I mean, it requested an emotional response from me, whether it was good or bad. You know
yeah.
So I accept
it's one of the,
but I'm very angry about it.
It's one of the most human relationship centric episodes of TNG we've seen thus far, where it's very, very focused on just. Here is new relationship forming. Let's just focus on it. The entire episode, Newbie's story, we're focusing just on this emerging. And
it takes a while for a threat to introduce itself.
Yeah, it starts off very slice of life. In fact, there's a lot of not a lot of stuff going on in the Enterprise. They're just doing regular business, normal, boring, mundane business, and that's a perfect atmosphere to have. Just this thing happened, but
this episode definitely, I might say, might be my favorite episode I've come across so far.
That's fair. Yeah,
I really enjoyed it, and I literally cried during this episode. It was so emotional.
Because how crappy the ending was.
Yeah, the ending was a little bit of an escape. I mean, they're clearly, I don't know if they have plans to ever bring her back at all. I don't know. I hope, I wish, but
it feels like a pretty typical 90s like era, status quo cop out. That's what it is.
Yeah. But it felt so human. I genuinely felt happy, like Ricardo was saying, for Picard. And, he's with someone, unfortunately, that we have to say this, that's age appropriate. That seems.
I don't know. Like, she looked still really young.
Yeah. Well, she looked good. But, it wasn't some young thing that was meant to be like a sexual object.
It wasn't
When you say young
Vosh.
thing, you have to say young
Yeah.
thing. You have to say with an A, dude.
I think Vosh didn't read as
Okay, yeah.
particularly young, although younger
Yeah.
than
Younger, and
definitely
she was
younger, but not
to Patrick
young.
Stewart like
Or
15
wasn't there that
years?
one episode that he was with that like very young? Was that
Well,
him?
in the one where he had to play his younger self, but as an old
Yes.
man.
Yeah, so
Yes,
that,
that
so that
one.
sort
When he
of
was
doesn't
paired with
really
the youngest
count.
one.
Yeah, that
that
doesn't
was
really
weird.
count.
That
Yeah.
was weird.
That was
But
one of
this
those
felt-
Quantum Leap episodes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
this
Quantum Leap
felt
episode.
super
Q.
authentic.
It's a Q. Q for Quantum Leap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It felt very authentic and very heartwarming, and just like it was nice to see like an authentic relationship, how I would see it develop like in our modern day life. Like it was refreshing to see like, oh, okay, this is how a budding relationship would maybe happen on the Enterprise, and for them to go on their little dates, and like you're kind of taken along with them in exploring the joys of each other. Like, you know, it's really fun to watch the relationship progress and just how much they enjoy each other. And I find joy in that, especially with music, the bonding over the music, which is music is like my number one thing. I always love film. Of course, I love movies and TV. But if I had to choose, I would definitely like go with music as something that's more centered on my soul. And to see people bonding over music is very much how I bond in my relationships with people, through music. So it was like there was that extra level of like understanding how important it is when you find somebody who understands and cares about what you care about on a deep level, and you can connect with them. So yeah, it was nice to see, and sad when we thought, you know, God, that she was like vaporized. I was like crying. I was like, this is so sad. But like Ricardo said, I mean, that's the whole point of a relationship, right? Is like there's risks to loving somebody, because you will lose that person some way, somehow.
Like that
We
is
will
the
all,
the life cycle of love.
Yeah.
Period. Like whether it's your parent,
Yep.
you love them, but you're gonna lose them. You're gonna have a heartache. I mean,
Yeah.
you're a pet. That you
Oh
love.
God, the pets. Yeah. I mean, you will
Yeah.
almost always outlive.
Yeah, when you
your
eat them finally,
animals,
you'll be like,
you
"This
know?
is a delicious fucking pet."
Yeah.
But I'm still sad about it. You know what I mean?
I'm sad, but
yeah,
it's fucking delicious.
Eating Pinchy.
yeah. That's what you
Yes.
eat. Yeah, that's what you eat other people's pets first. And
Or your siblings, or your
Yeah.
you know, or your
Just
partner,
friends.
like
Yeah.
friends. Yeah,
Friends.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm at the depressing age where like I'm watching my parents see all of their friends die, and it's
Mm.
like I'm like, fuck, is this what's like in store for me? Like, I don't know if I can handle this. Like, it's really upsetting watching my parents attend like funerals every other week, and
No, I get that.
you know,
I
they
get
just
that.
when
Yeah.
you reach a certain age, there's going to be people
yeah,
who, you know, coworkers, friends, lifelong friends, family members that are just going to be dying. And it's I don't know how I'm going to prepare for that, honestly.
this is a good point. This is a good point to remind you of a week ago or two when you said, "I'm going to be an accountant or something in the post-apocalyptic world." You were going to be like a bean counter or something like that, and I said, "I don't think you're going to make it." Post-apocalyptic world, and
I'm not going
this
to make it.
this proves it, because when you have too many attachments,
Yeah.
it's just emotional liability.
Well, my dad, he's had enough friends passing away at this point that he just stopped going to the funerals. He just goes to the hangouts afterwards.
And no, it's too expensive to go. Flowers
Yeah,
for
and
every fucking funeral you go.
but also it's just like he's just like, it's just too much. This is so many.
But we're
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
going to have to go through this, which is
That's why,
like,
you know what the cure for that is?
terrible.
You know what the cure for that is?
No friends.
Stop having friends.
Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
No
Yeah.
friends.
If you have friends, if your number of friends it goes into both your hands, too
Oh,
many.
definitely
Too
not.
many.
Oh,
You got to keep it at one.
Yeah, but even that's too much. Like, I don't know. It's a fact of life. It's going to happen. It's already happening. But you know, it's not something that we can run away from. And I'm a little sad that Picard chose to run away from it.
It's like taxes. You're gonna have a
Yeah.
heartache. You're gonna pay taxes, and you're
Yeah.
gonna shit your pants eventually.
Yeah.
Those are the certainties in life. Taxes, you wait when there's a revolution, and then we'll probably not pay tax anymore. Which is fucking
taxes, death, and shitting your pants. Those
Yeah.
are the things that are guaranteed in life.
I came so damn close in Las Vegas. Tell you that right now.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my
But
God.
I made it to the bathroom. The good thing is there are bathrooms everywhere. You walk into
Yeah.
the casino and they're
Yeah,
like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
it's a
there's
tourist
bathroom."
town. There's
They're
bathrooms
yeah.
everywhere. Yeah.
The thing
And they're
is
nice.
that
They're nice.
I
yeah.
can't go in public, so I had to, yeah.
That's a conundrum. That's hard.
Yeah, it's like, do I want to walk home with shitty pants?
I mean,
or do I want to just go in public? You know what I mean?
if it's number 2 in a public toilet, there's a lot of prep you really got to do if you're going to do it.
Emotional, yeah. There's emotional prep, dude.
Yeah, a lot of physical prep.
I need like hours of prepping. Like,
You gotta examine your surroundings. You gotta see what previously happened.
So long as the door locks and it's dry, if I can make it dry enough, I can lock the door.
Where are you going, dude? Waterworld?
Like, I'm just saying, like, if there has to be some
Sometimes
drying
it's not
involved
dry.
first,
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta
Are
dry
you in
a bit
Belize and
first.
it's all fucking wet everywhere?
It wasn't me who left it like that.
The
You gotta
shaggy
make
dog
sure
that came in before you.
But
and
so long as I can get it to a state, like,
Yeah.
if I gotta go, like, what's there's there.
You know
Like,
what?
I don't have to. I don't have to wait.
What I discovered is that like the one thing that unites us as men, is that no matter what
I can't wait
culture
to
or
hear this.
country you're in, men are disgusting when they go to the bathroom. Like,
Yeah.
why is everything wet? Why is everything? Why is everything?
Yes.
Why
It's
are
'cause
all the
they
paper
want-
towels in the dispenser wet?
Because
How are they getting wet?
Because they
I
just
don't know.
they just think
It's
we
so
are
true.
we were given a thing that lets us point the urine wherever.
It's funny. They give you a hole, and people are still like, "Why are people peeing on the floor, dude?"
Oh my God.
I don't understand, dude.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go into bathrooms, and I'm like, this isn't a third world country. I'm in the U.S., dude.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm at the mall. I'm in the mall.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm in a mall in a really white neighborhood. Why
Yeah.
is everything wet here?
And
dude?
there's shit on the walls. Yeah.
well, yeah.
Yeah, it's I did a road trip recently and
You go to
across
Buc-ee's? Did you go to Buc-ee's?
did we go to
Cleanest
Buc-ee's? I don't think
bathrooms
we
in
we
the
did not go to
West.
Buc-ee's. No.
Well, I
Well.
definitely I was gonna say I went into my share of really disturbing bathrooms, and women are not that much better. I'm sure they're better, but my God. But some of these bathrooms I went into were like gender neutral, So, but yeah, I mean, there's like shit on the walls, on the ceilings, on the floor, like.
Which brings me to this is a great fucking segue. I just have to point it out that I have a question about fucking Star Trek now that relates to shitting your pants,
Oh.
which is at one point they're having dinner, right? Picard's having dinner with Beverly, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, it's like a breakfast. He traditionally
It's
has
like-
breakfast with her.
This is like a
Yeah.
3-parter.
Yeah.
Part 1, they just left the dishes there. Who the fuck? Do they have a maid?
No, because they know they can
Robots?
later just throw it back in the replicators. That's why. That's what they do.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's wasteful, but I guess it's not because they just put it in the replicator.
Yeah. They just put it
Okay,
right back
okay.
in
Yeah.
when they're
Okay,
done.
that's one question. 2 is for me, especially now at this age. Here's the thing: is that like I have IBS probably, and a lot of intestinal issues.
Undiagnosed IBS.
Yeah, I don't let that stop me. If I let that stop me, dude, the terrorists are gonna win, dude.
You can't,
And these
you can't
colors
live.
don't
You gotta
fucking rent. I
live
don't-
life. Okay.
I don't live. Yeah, I love food, and I'm gonna die. I live by the food, die by the food, just like
Right.
the Bible says, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the thing about that. Sometimes I'll go to an event and I just had dinner. I'm like, I'm gonna shit my pants here. And I'm thinking like
just know it.
Picard went to the event with no prep. He didn't even like really wipe his hands. He just was like mid fucking bite.
He's like,
and
"Oh, shit, we're late."
let's get the fuck out of here. Yeah. And like he was probably chewing on the way down, like down the
Yeah.
hallway.
Yeah.
And he gets there and I'm like, oof. That seems like a long concert. Like, what if he had to shit himself? you think there's like space
This is
age
what
like
you're thinking of?
pants? Yeah. You think there's like space age pants that like if you have diarrhea, you're like, this show's amazing. Like Data's and this chick is hot.
What he
I'm
does
loving it.
is like if he's in the middle of a thing, right? And he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I feel a poo coming on."
Yeah.
Just comment. Mr. O'Brien, could you transport the shit out of my colon, please? Thank you.
But what
And
about
then-
the
Yeah,
smell?
that's
what
how
about
you
the
do
smell? Does it smell? Could they transport?
No, just
the smell?
transport straight out.
The straight out of his intestines.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Straight
doesn't
into
get
his-
exposed to any
that-
air.
Now you're talking my language, dude. Now I want to live in this world.
Yeah, that's way better than the
Intrigued.
stupid solution J.K. Rowling had for wizards.
What was the wizard solution?
they would just shit their pants and then disapparate the shit.
Oh my god! But what about like? I don't like this at all, dude. Then the one where she's fucking. Only a person who's anti-trans would come up with that stupid fucking idea, dude. Stupid fucking idea, dude. Yeah,
pretty stupid.
Yeah. God damn
she's so willing to make sure nobody goes into the wrong bathroom that she'd rather have an entire society
he's like,
shit their pants.
I don't care if that's the only bathroom available. You're gonna fucking shit your pants. Okay?
I know that's not why, but to rewrite it this way, as that is why she made that the lore.
No, it is now.
Amazing.
Maybe it is why.
Why else would she have? Why else would she have pushed for such a strange narrative?
You're right. I take back what I just said. That's absurd of me to posit that was not the actual reason why. That's absolutely 100% the reason why.
Why does she push for slavery in Harry Potter world so hard?
And then later endorse the idea that Hermione was black.
Oh my god.
God damn it, dude.
And she was the one running the anti-slavery group and everyone made fun of her.
God damn it.
And it was called Barf.
Yeah. And there's lines where Harry goes, "Man, it's a good thing Harry is not here, or Hermione isn't here to see the slaves being exploited. That would have been really annoying to have her keep talking about it." Hermione's black, by the way. Sure.
Terrible.
Question.
Yeah.
I have so many questions, guys.
Okay, yeah.
My other question is, did anybody else think of this, or was it just me, that to hear the moans in that Jeffrey's tube, or what are they called? Jeffrey's tube?
Jeffrey's
what are they called?
tube.
Jeffrey's. Also, what are they called? Jeffrey's tubes.
There was like a joke that explained it once. I'll look it up.
Jeffrey died
I thought it was based on an actual like piece of architecture within a ship, but I thought maybe I'm wrong.
I'll look it up.
But anyway, did anybody else think like, oh, they're gonna fuck and the moaning is gonna like have like
immediately
like
as soon as Jory was saying, I hear music, and I was
thought it was implied.
What I wanted was a line afterward where Data went, "Oh, the music started up again."
Yeah.
But Data would not make that joke.
Not a joke. He literally would hear a sound and thinks that must be music
the rhythm's
again.
off, but the music's back.
Or like other music has started playing.
Yeah,
but you would not say the music has resumed.
Someone keeps saying, "Make it so." I'm gonna make it so. I'm gonna make it so. I'm gonna make it so.
Is someone moving furniture in the Jeffrey's tubes? Why there sounds like someone's playing a drum up there.
Yeah.
So apparently
Jeffrey's
Jeffrey's tubes are named after the art director.
Jeffrey from Game of Thrones?
Well, it's named after Matt Jeffries, who was the production designer behind the Enterprise. And they just called them Jeffrey's tubes. So.
And that was as of TNG,
It's
right?
kind of a lame fucking explanation.
Yeah.
It's the same reason why they call them Okudagrams, because Michael Okuda did them all. So,
all right.
I guess that's the name of everything, right? Like why you call like things Johnson.
But wait, Okudagram, is that an in-lore term?
Oh no, that's a production-only term. And Jeffrey's tubes were originally supposed to be a production-only term, but it ended up in the script. So. Yeah.
So here's the dirty lowdown, because we've gotten into most of it. You know, basically she's a map maker, right? Basically, she's like Magellan or something.
Stellar cartographer.
Yeah. She's the new head of the Stellar Sciences Division.
And basically, Picard falls in love with her, and like
immediately
goes in there, and he's like, "Oh, who fucked up this fucking thing?" And she turns around, and Picard's there, and he's like, "Oh," and he's immediately in love with her. And he's like, "Oh, whip, dude." And then he goes to the concert, and she's playing the piano. By the way, that piano she rolls out, that's a badass piano, dude. Who would have thought like that was actually going to be a real thing, you know?
The rollout piano?
Yeah.
That ends up being, they have those now. Yeah, those are real.
Yeah, they do.
I was actually wondering, like, were those a real product before this episode, or were people inspired to make it?
People were probably inspired, right?
That's a good question.
Because I feel like the technology to produce it would have already existed by that point. It's just that maybe someone didn't actually put it all together yet.
Yeah.
I mean, just in terms of making tones, doesn't have to sound exactly like an actual piano, but it would just, make tones.
Yeah.
I feel like it existed, but
ought to have.
In the 90s, I don't think so, dude. I think maybe a prototype, maybe, but not.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of trouble figuring out when this was invented. Yeah.
I did try to look that up myself, and I was like, it's
You
hard
just
to tell.
ended up on Pornhub. For some reason.
Always as usual.
That all roads, all internet searches lead to Pornhub. That's what I think.
Unless you're in Florida.
Even though you can tell so clearly that they subbed in different like hands and arms for like the playing for the flute and the piano sections. Like, were you able to tell like their hands were like different? I don't know. I caught it, but like I was like, whatever.
I mean, that happens
It's
like
weird.
90% of the time.
Yeah. So
I don't know,
like-
it's just odd sometimes.
So well, it's extra funny when it's Darren doing the piano, it's fine. It's just like a cutaway, right? But with Picard, when someone else is playing the flute for him,
Yeah.
it's like a big pair of like super thick hairy arms.
Yeah. Big old fucking mitts, dude. Like Marv from fucking Sin City.
It reminds me of like the Swedish Chef performance from the Muppets, because like that one, the hand doesn't know what the Muppet's doing. The hands are controlled by a different puppeteer, while the head is controlled by another puppeteer. So that reminds me of Picard's performance with Patrick Stewart. He's just like making all these like crazy face motions, like, ooh, I'm playing the flute. And then the hands are just going nuts. Like, these are not lining up at all.
This is how the immediate giveaway is when it's the actor really playing. They make sure it's a one fucking take. A long fucking take. So you could see like they make it a crazy, like exaggerated point.
There's a lot of interesting cinematography in the episode in general. Like when they did that crazy transition from the piano to the black side of the piano, or like when they were in the Jeffries tube and they like zoomed out or they dollied back, that you could see all of this is interesting. A lot of interesting cinematography going on, because they're like musical sequences, right? And they wanted to like make them interesting as montages. So.
It's still such a weird eccentricity to me that they're like, it's just a regular thing for crew to have recitals of classical pieces, and they're like, hey, by the way, Captain, gonna do a recital, gonna be there, right? 10 a.m.
This is the futuristic version of, hey, I'm doing an improv show.
Basically. That's literally it.
The worst thing.
And you would not go.
I would if you guys did improv.
Yeah. You would.
I wouldn't even
not support us.
I'd be like, I can't. In good conscience, I cannot support you doing fucking.
Yeah, you'd be just direct and honest.
Yeah. And I'd be like, I'm a little disappointed in you because
I'm not coming to your gig.
Yeah.
I'm actually very disappointed.
We will no longer be eating Korean barbecue together while you continue doing improv.
That today you lost me as a Korean barbecue aficionado.
You lost me as a Korean. You can just say that.
He's like, you know what? And from this point forward, I will not eat Korean food. Period. So well, it's funny because I went to go see Complete Unknown, and clearly he's playing and he's singing and stuff, and they make it they make it very clear in the fucking single takes where they're like fucking pushing in that you're like, see, he's playing. Look at his fingernails; they're long because he's playing. It was very obvious.
Yeah, please know that he worked really hard.
So he plays the flute with her, and they fall in love.
She's on the piano. He's on her flat piano.
Do you guys think that? Do you guys think that having things in common, like, and more here, I should rephrase the question. Do you believe in the adage that like opposites attract? And if so, do you think now more than ever it's harder to meet, have that connection because everything's done through apps and there's not a lot of
nah.
I don't.
Interesting.
It depends on the opposite. So
what people label as opposites are oftentimes not actually opposite when they say that's what attracted them.
Or they're innocuous opposites. Like for example, if I am someone who works for Habitat for Humanity and the other person is a Nazi, those opposites won't attract, Or
will they?
Maybe they will.
Yeah. Here's the thing is that
we have that.
There's no chance for that. There's no chance for that.
There is a what do you call it? What's his name? His wife
Hitler?
is Republican.
The guy that talks like this, like Beetlejuice.
No.
And Cheryl Hines,
British guy, John Oliver.
Hello.
Oh yeah, John Oliver.
So he obviously, if you're familiar with John Oliver's content, his wife is like a Republican
Nazi.
Like I don't know. That's what I think of when I think of like opposites. Like she's like a Republican, like something. I don't know if it's like a journalist.
I don't know anything
or
about her, so
John
I'm not sure.
Yeah, but it also
Oliver.
depends, like what type of Republican. Because, like,
Yeah,
for
like,
example,
they're-
Well,
Exactly.
she's
There's several
well, yeah. I mean, she's a good one. She's a veteran, and you know, she's.
well, I mean, like,
she's
for
awesome.
example, like Alton Brown is a Republican, but his general stance on things are pretty straightforward. It's not like
he
his
supports
Republican.
supports gays.
Like she would go. She's been to the RNC. She's, you know. So he actually, John Oliver met her at at the RNC.
Right. Yeah, I remember
So-
that. Yeah.
It's just, but she was there working as a vet who helps other veterans. So it's like she wasn't there as, you know, which I think is a cause we could all get behind, right? You know, as veterans being taken care of.
Oh, wow.
They shouldn't exist in the first place
As
because
long as
war
we don't
sucks,
help those
but-
mooching war widows.
Yeah, but so maybe that's not exactly like an opposite, but it's unlikely. It's an unlikely pairing. I
I don't
guess.
think so. I think, well, here's the thing is that, like, especially now in this political climate, like that
Yeah.
I don't, even though I joke around a lot, I don't truly believe that. Like that I think that both parties, and I'm talking about the general public, not politicians. I'm just talking about like
Right.
John Q, who's a Republican, and John Q, who's, you know, and Sally, who's a
The
Democrat.
Denzel Washington, who's a Republican. And Denzel Washington,
and
fucking
and Pedro Pascal.
yeah.
I think that it's like a marriage. We're not communicating properly right now, but there's a lot of things that we have in common that I don't think villainizing deep down. Like
Yeah.
I do it a lot publicly for jokes and stuff, but deep down, I think that we're not very far apart. Like we care about our family members. I think there's more things that we have in common than we have opposing views on. And I don't think that is a wild, I'm talking more like, when it comes to religion or like,
Well, think
the way
about
you raise
the
a
Luigi
Yeah.
whole situation. That's
he really
united.
showed us. He really
that
showed
united
us
the
that, like,
people. You know.
yeah, like who would have thought?
Didn't matter who you were.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you realize like, oh, we both are having issues getting something covered by insurance. Oh, okay.
Oh,
So,
we've
like,
all been fucked.
yeah,
Doesn't
yeah.
matter who you are.
I
Yeah.
think that there's probably hundreds of examples like that we're just sometimes stuck with, like, oh, I don't want to give in my ways, where it's like it used to be that way. Remember, like, yeah, like I don't remember it being this bad before. It was a lot of give and take. You know what I mean? Like, okay, we'll give
Yeah.
up on this, and then we'll how about, like, there was a lot of give and take, I feel like, before.
Growing up, there was definitely, I mean, my own parents, my mom, I grew up and my mom was definitely like more democratic,
Mm-hmm.
and my dad was definitely more of like an independent, you know,
He was all into Ross Perot.
it was just more, it was not as clear cut. Like it
Yeah.
would depend on the election. He was a true independent at the time. You know, it just depended.
Yeah.
And they had mixed politics where, like, I feel like I don't really see that much nowadays, where I feel like there was a lot more examples when I was younger of people who had mixed, I mean, even my parents too, they're mixed religion, right? Like my mom is a different religion than my dad. So, who's not very religious at all, but also has like a cultural religion. So it's like a little different, but I don't know. I wonder if that exists a lot today. I don't know if I see that a lot.
Where what? They're like opposites attracting, or what are you talking about?
Like just like mixed religion, mixed politics.
I mean, I am. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a
True.
staunch atheist, and my wife isn't. Like,
Yeah.
quite the opposite.
I see it. I see people who are like, oh, I'm not very religious, but then the other person's religious. You know?
Yeah. Not only am I not religious, but I'm very. I respect your right to fucking practice any religion you want,
Yeah.
and any individual. But it doesn't stop me from thinking that that is
Yeah.
not the way. That is not the.
Yeah, I
you know what I mean?
I don't know if I could, like, I feel like maybe I'm a person that I feel like those would have to align. Like, we'd have to be on the same page. I mean, I'm definitely a person that I don't do well with the mixing. Like, I dated a Republican once, and the minute I found out he was a Republican, I was done. You know, like it was.
Well, I mean, part of it
over.
is that there's
I just can't do it.
There's especially it's always been the case to some degree, but there's certain parts of certain conservative policies where it's actively trying to impede on certain groups' rights as humans.
Yeah, exactly.
So once that starts happening, then that's a hard line to draw. You kind of go, no, then we're done.
Exactly. Like I don't care if somebody's Republican. Like I would if it was back then, I wouldn't mind, because again,
it's changed. Now.
You're now seeing things in extremes again. Like it's like the stupid fucking Star Wars reference where it's like, well, Luke isn't really the balance because he's all, you know what I mean? Like it's like balance is both bad and good. That's balance.
They also say only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Exactly, dude. I think now Sarah's a Sith, dude. She's like Republicans huck. But in the wrong way, you know what I mean?
But I feel like you have to have some things that you're aligned on. You can't be too opposite on
true,
things.
But like I feel like on paper, if you put my wife and I on paper, like if we hadn't been in person, I don't think an app would have put like it wouldn't have, the algorithm wouldn't have put us together.
The bottom line here is that the things that you have in common need to overwhelm whatever opposites 100%. Are. Like, you know,
hit it in the head.
You need to have the things you have in common have to be way bigger than the things that you don't.
And it matters if the opposites are in opposition to each other or not. Like, for example, I'm trying to think of an example between me and Sarah. Like for example, I don't like fruit, but Sarah does.
Deal breaker.
But that's not in like opposition to each other.
Yeah.
You're not like, who doesn't like fruit? Like, what's wrong with you?
Marvin, you're not like I think everyone who eats fruit is a goddamn demon. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like you're, and they should ban fruit from all fucking also like superstores.
For example, like Sarah doesn't like lamb. I love lamb. You know,
are these all food examples?
I don't, because I'm hungry, so it's coming.
It's also innocuous.
Also, recently, like for example, Sarah has been saying, "Oh, I really don't like the smell of eggs," and it's like, "Oh, I love eggs."
Yeah,
you know, but that's not a deal breaker by any means. Obviously,
it's a fucking deal breaker. It's becoming a deal breaker because if you cook one more fucking egg. Swear to God,
eggs.
It smells so bad.
Again, I feel like
I hate it.
Look, I get it. I get like the whole like. It's funny. Like I'm always fighting like internally with everything. I mean, like again, it goes back to the whole like waking up with like existential.
I'm always fighting.
You know what I mean? And fighting.
I wake up
like,
fighting.
Yeah, but like part of me is like I get like you see a lot of people on Instagram like I have high standards and I'm going to settle for marrying any fucking idiot, blah blah. And I'm like, but at the same time, like, did we forget to be like, well, let's meet halfway? Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, you don't like this, and then I don't, you know what I mean? Like there's
compromise.
A compromise, yeah. like we forget again politically, or when it comes to the matters of the heart. I feel like now we're dealing with a lot of absolutes. I don't know if that's always been a thing or it's a new thing. I don't know.
I think it became more extreme during the Obama administration, but
he was black.
We're moving so fluidly between dating and politics. It's kind of getting me crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, they're closely related.
Yes, they are. They are.
But again, I get it. But back to Picard. So he meets they fall in love because of their. I think that's really the linchpin to this love thing with them. Is that like
they have stuff in common.
And like.
Yeah. Like, all she needs to do is, put a saddle on and let him ride her. And
but also, perfect. Like, they deeply appreciate each other's interests closely. Like when she's talking about stellar cartography, he's super into it. He thinks it's super fascinating. I think it's telling when he recites it back to like, Beverly. Boring. Beverly's like, I don't know what you're talking about, Yeah. Whereas Picard's totally into it. Whereas like when he then shows interest in the music and she shows interest back, that's. It's nice to have someone who like thinks your interest is more than just interesting. Like they want to know more and they want to like get involved and, she wants to play music with them.
I did hate that like Picard was trying to sing like this classical, to play this classical thing. And he's like, well, let's go back to basics. Something and I was like, whoa, that's really insulting. She basically went down to like kid shit, dude.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's insulting, dude.
But she played the song that he sang.
Frere Jacques. Yeah. So it happened to be a song that he was
like, ooh, I know this one.
That ancient French song?
Yeah. Yeah, the dead French.
The dead language.
but see, so what I'm going to talk about next is something that like really kind of like gave me so much hope for like something interesting to explore, and then it went away. And this is one of the big things, which is she was always pushing to like get something, right? Get more time, get the crew member that she wanted, and then Riker was like, "Oh, she's really pushy," and then he went to Picard, rightfully so.
Sure.
And she asked for things, rightfully so, because that's how.
Yes.
It's part of her job.
You advocate
right?
for your team. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like any manager.
None of her requests were out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Not at all.
And even Picard says, were her requests like out of the, like, did she go beyond? And he's like, no, it was under the guide, like under the rules of what, or under the under something that's
It's normal. It's just
is
normal.
and like she would have asked for as somebody looking out for her team. And
it's just
basically he
normal.
goes, okay, then you do your job, and if you can't accommodate, then you don't. Like basically, it's like if she's doing her job, then you do your job. Reject her, basically. If you see that it's not a thing that you can accommodate for her, then don't. You know what I mean? It's not to be accommodating. It's to be if it's a rightful ask or not. If it's not, then say no.
You gotta put on your boss
be
hat.
professional. Yeah.
And
That.
she never name drops like Picard in any.
I thought that was gonna happen.
Picard about this.
Did you guys think that? I thought like, oh, she's gonna definitely like pull rank on.
They never went down that road, which is
I
great.
love that about that.
Yeah, good thing that they didn't.
Yeah, thank God they didn't, because that would make me feel completely different.
In fact, Picard is the one who brought it up to her later, saying that Riker came to me talking about you, and she was like, "Oh, yeah," and like she didn't even bring it up. Like,
but even like she was like, no, like I brought it up, looking out for my team, and he could say yes or no. Like I'm not looking for extra.
Exactly.
Anything extra, and I like that about that episode, and I think that's why like the fall was hard for me. I mean, where like it was going and like
it seems like they were figuring out the roadblocks to having a relationship.
Yeah.
Did anyone think it was funny though that like this is like the first time someone on the Enterprise seems to have a problem with having a relationship, an interoffice relationship? Like Picard's like freaking out, and everyone's like, "It's fine. We do this all the time."
Yeah, and it's funny how
like granted, it is only Picard that's freaking out.
Yeah, and no one else is. Like,
no, everyone else says it's fine. Like Deanna, when he goes to ask advice, she's just like, "Bro, do you? It's fine."
I did find it odd that he felt it necessary to ask Deanna for permission, and Deanna felt it like appropriate to play along and said, "Yeah."
I think that was more of like I think that was more of like a joke. It's like, are you asking me like I'm her mom or something? I think it's more of like he wants to get a temperature reading, because he's like, am I doing something inappropriate? You're the counselor, you would know. And that's, I mean, Deanna.
She's like, look, I fuck Riker every other day. You're not. You're fine. Okay.
Yeah, this is totally fine. Yeah,
you're fucking fine.
So I did like that a lot, and I thought like, oh, we'll get sporadically, we'll get this peppered into every episode where like see this, how it affects the crew.
It almost felt like they were setting up jealous Beverly too.
Yeah, that too, and it never happened.
She was jealous. Well,
but
quietly,
and
not outwardly so, but you could tell it was affecting her.
But it wasn't like, oh, I'm jealous. It was more like, which is what happens a lot in real life, which is like when, at least for me when I was younger, like I wouldn't have the guts to like ask somebody out or something, and then like that person would start dating, and then you're like, oh, it's not that I'm jealous, but it's like, why didn't I just ask? Like the worst thing is like they said no. You mean like
right?
And like it's almost like a missed connection or something like that, like a missed opportunity.
It's also too like connection. I feel like if it's someone that you spend a lot of time with, like if you eat breakfast with a person every day, and then all of a sudden
every
like
day,
and then they get in a relationship, and you're like, oh fuck, I can't really like eat breakfast every day now. Like it's like you're kind of mourning that like I used to have this relationship in a certain way, and now there's this other person that like she's like, oh, you're spending time with him, and he's opening up to you in ways that he hasn't even opened up to me. Like
there's a lot of innuendo when she's talking to her at the sick bay. She's kind of like, I guess the captain and I overdid it a little last night. And she's like, the captain.
Overdid it. Okay.
Playing piano, huh?
Yeah. And then
I played his flute a little too hard.
You played piano so hard it injured your elbow, huh?
There's actually quite a few lines in this episode that is quite innuendo based.
He was tickling the ivories too much.
Yeah, like the scene literally ends with, she was like, oh, thanks for fixing my arm. I was afraid I'd have to cancel. And Beverly goes, another duet? It's like...
And she's like, yeah, dude.
Oh, how do we feel about them sharing the flute? Like,
it's fine. They
no. I was very disturbed by that. I was like, that's like his personal flute, and you guys are just swapping it around.
You guys haven't made out yet.
That's what the weebs call an indirect kiss, Sarah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God, it's so gross. It's so gross, but never mind. They'll put their mouth somewhere else.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Anywhere else.
You're okay with that.
Gross at all.
You're like, oh, no, these are the same cup. They drank out of the same cup.
Oh, don't share my flute.
Yeah.
Don't put your mouth on my flute.
Two things.
Innuendo.
One thing is, speaking of the saliva thing, one of those things where like, I think we talked about this, where like you look back and you're like, oh, that girl was flirting with me.
Oh, right.
Another incident.
Did someone share a flute with you in music class?
No, this is worse, Sarah. You're gonna get grossed out.
Someone shared a retainer.
No, worse.
Stop.
Toothbrush.
Okay, wait. Let me tell it, dude. It's worse. It's close. It's in the ballpark.
All right.
We were seniors, and this I think it's the same girl that was from biology. But we were seniors, and I had just popped a gum in my mouth.
Oh yeah.
And she said, let me have a piece of gum. And I said, this is my last piece of gum. And I took it out jokingly, and she took it and chewed it.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Ew. Oh my God. She was definitely flirting.
And I didn't.
She wanted to flirt with you right there.
Yeah, that was the move.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Did you not
She wanted to go behind the back of the school and do it right there.
But then
you were like,
wait, what did you do? You were like, oh, gross.
No, I was like,
ew.
I was more disappointed that I took it out of my mouth and like.
You're like, damn.
You were like, I wanted that piece of gum.
Yeah.
Come back.
Yeah.
Ew, that's so disgusting.
Yeah.
Like that's so gross.
Yeah.
But not on you. It's not something you did. I mean, it's someone else.
Yeah.
I mean, I recently. Well, I did something kind of. I like to tell Marvin this story. Recently, I went somewhere. I went to a show. It was a little bit of a racy show.
Oh God, no.
And they were
actual trigger warning. If this is actually kind of really gross,
it's really disgusting. It definitely
kind of gross.
Well, it definitely trumps Ricardo's story, that's for sure. But
did you?
So they passed around a
trigger
cup.
warnings are not very good without knowing what it's about to.
Trigger warning. It's gross. I'll put that.
Is it a circle jerk?
No, they passed around a cup, and I was at like a bar / club, and they passed around a cup, and they asked everyone to like spit in the cup.
Ew.
And so the cup came to me, and I was like, oh, I'll spit in it. I spit in the cup, along with probably 50 other people, and that was all in one cup. And then someone proceeded to drink it.
That's awful.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's not a trigger warning. I guess it's a trigger warning for people who hate saliva.
Oh my God.
all of our spit in one cup. And
as a person who's
gulped it down.
As a person who
that is gross,
has taken random drugs from somebody on the bus. It's not
there's just somebody on the butt.
on the bus.
You were doing lines off of someone's ass.
Well, I was on a bus and someone took out pills. I was really young. I was in high school.
Yeah.
And they took a pill and they said, "You want one?" And I asked, like, what I was like, sure. And I took one. Yeah.
What was it?
It was like painkillers.
Oh, okay.
But I was hoping it was like a hallucinogen. But
oh my God, I could never take something.
Just some Advils.
Like that.
Yeah, that's why when people were like, "Oh, you don't know what's in the vaccine," I'm like, "Dude, I've taken random drugs from strangers. I'm worried about what's in the vaccine."
You're like, "I'll be fine."
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But anyway, it left me wanting more. And you're right.
We skipped over the whole fire part.
The part where we thought she died.
Well, when she's in the infirmary with Beverly and they're standing like facing the camera, like next to each other, she looks like she could be Beverly's like younger sister. Like she looks like Beverly if they like in like her college years.
Cousins,
like literally exactly like Beverly.
It makes me wonder if it was intentional that they found someone who looked like her, but it's
probably
just
right.
Odd. Right?
I think they did. I think they intentionally found a redhead to kind of match to some degree.
And the only thing is, I hope that like having seen this episode and seeing how it ends, I hope that they're like that Beverly as a character, they write her to like do something. If she cares, then do something. Don't let make a
move.
Make a move.
But she'll never make a move. she'll never.
But because she's a killer, she'd have to kill him. But
she's like a Black Widow spider. She'll have to.
Yeah.
Or a praying
she's like,
mantis.
I killed my husband, and no one's noticed that I've killed my son. She's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna.
No one's
Beverly.
quite noticed yet that he's just not here.
Oh yeah, we actually had a Wesley
what's her-
mention in this episode.
Wesley, yeah. They're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna visit Wesley, but secretly he's been dead for years. But here's the thing. So like they have to go help this planet that's like falling apart. There's like fire in the sky, and like she has to hold an outpost, and like she almost dies, and there's a fire in the planet, and she survives. And that's when like the whole like, hey, I almost lost you, but I had to pull this executive decision to put people
I
in
do like
danger.
though that she survived. They could have easily
Yeah.
written a story where she's dead, and then
True.
it's like the fallout of it. I do like that they have the awkwardness of, I thought you were dead, and then she comes back and she's not happy. She comes back, she walks right past him because she's actually kind of pissed.
She addresses that like he kind of made the call to be like, well, you know,
if you die, you die. You know, it's important to save all these colonists. So.
Yeah.
It was
And
and they realistically go over how she kind of flip-flopped in her own feelings about how it's like, wait, I actually was the one who said, this is a mission, this is my job, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, and she wasn't being childish about it. She's just like, I felt these emotions. They did happen. Like, they don't make sense, but they did.
But that's how all of love is, right? It's just emotions that don't make any fucking sense, dude.
Yeah.
But then basically they agree to disagree in love by breaking up, or you don't even know if they were together for sure.
Faking like a
long distance thing.
Yeah.
But also she was like, oh, I'll put in a transfer request. I was like, why does she need to leave? I was like so upset.
Also, just don't volunteer for that shit. Just stay in your
Well, she didn't volunteer.
lane.
Riker assigned her.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, she did not volunteer.
Yeah,
she
better off
brought
leaving,
up
dude.
the idea, but she said, "Well, you should do it because you're the expert and you did it before."
Yeah.
So,
But I just that end fucking bugged me, dude. But like it bugged me enough that it really upset me.
So this was one of those scripts that was, even though it's credited to two writers, it was written by the whole room.
Mm-hmm.
And Ronald Moore
It was a circle jerk of writing.
That type of thing.
Oh,
and then Ronald Moore pitched the idea that they stay together, and he really pushed for that idea, but nobody else wanted to. And
they're cowards.
Would you have? So if they stayed together, would you have liked it?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would have liked it.
I want because you don't even have to bring it up again in another episode, but like just little things here and there that would have kind of, you know what I mean? Like there's a world where like we could explore this and show a different shade of Picard. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he could have like a little bit more pep in his step,
Yeah.
you know, in his daily life.
Which they
He's
showed
happier.
earlier.
And
They
then
show
maybe
earlier in the
they-
episode where
yeah.
he's like feeling a little happier. He's like,
Yeah,
"Hey, Riker,
let's
my
go
sparring
fencing.
partner's gone. Do you want to go?" You know, like that's this little. But too
That
bad
was
we never
silly.
see it though. Yeah,
He's all horned up, so he's a fucking fencing really good.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
like,
if Darren had become a guest star that appeared with about as much frequency as, like, say, Guinan or something.
that would have
I
been
like
neat.
that.
That would have been really neat. Yeah,
like
and
she's sometimes she's on board, sometimes she's off the ship.
yeah, and sometimes like sometimes there is no relationship happening in this episode. In another episode, it's like, hey, the relationship is happening in the background. you know?
Yeah.
And then like sometimes she shows back up. They're having dinner together. You know, something.
It could have been done.
It would have been neat. I like Ronald Moore's idea of doing that. That would have been neat.
Yeah.
But nobody liked it. Everyone wanted to do the classic 90s.
That's why you got to pull rank sometimes, dude.
Well, they pulled rank on him, Michael Piller. Probably.
You should have beat the shit out of him, dude. Showed him who's boss, dude.
They should have fought for control of the writing room through a fist fight, and the
dude.
winner gets to be head of writing.
He really ate the cookie, dude. They all jizz on the script, and he fucking had to eat it.
Well, what do you guys rate? Huh? What's your rating? Huh?
Before we get there, did anyone else notice? I think it was Marquez out of focus when he like walks into the room while Picard and Darren are like talking inside the photography room.
Mhm.
Like he walks in and has this huge smile on his face that you can see, like even though his face is blurry.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I also like that because it showed like he had kind of grown from his first experience, which was, hey, like people have relationships on this ship, and like he had kind of like matured a little bit where he wasn't like just hiding it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. People have sex. People have
I'm sorry.
relationships.
No, he wasn't talking about Picard. He was talking about the character Marquez just smiling.
Yeah, I'm talking about Marquez, the blurry guy who walked into the room behind them talking.
Oh yeah, no,
Oh.
it's cute. I mean, I think it's cute that people are acknowledging it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. It's like, oh, yeah, look at them. They're doing
or
their
like
thing. They're
even
talking.
with Deanna, he
horizontal
was like,
mambo.
oh, is it that obvious? And she's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Chumbawamba.
fucking obvious.
And a lot of people are very happy for you.
The bone dance.
You know?
No, I
Yeah.
like how her response to that question was specifically to the people who are concerned for your happiness.
Yeah. That's
Like
great.
for the people
Jumpstarting the soul.
who actually like seeing you happy, like this is very obvious that you are happy right now.
But
and we
haters
like
are
it.
gonna hate,
He got all of the green
Just
flags,
like Taylor Swift said.
You know?
Haters gonna hate.
Yep. Haters gonna hate. Is that how that song goes?
Yeah, here's her favorite.
dude.
Yeah.
We're all
Big
Swifties
fave.
here. Swifters.
And then you gotta shake it off.
Yep.
Shake it off, right?
It's the name of the
Is that
song.
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Say, can you shake it off? I'm gonna give this a 7. I'm gonna put it out there. 7.
Wow.
7. That's
Yeah,
lower
dude.
than I thought you would.
Believe that.
Wow. It's that ending. That ending fucked it up for
Yep.
you.
Well, I will offset your vote by quite a bit. This is like a 9, I think.
I see your 9. I'm going 9.5.
See,
These are
I was going to
sheep.
do 9.5. I was close. But the problem is, I do agree. My score lowered once I read Ronald Moore's little blurb about I do wish they could have stayed together. I think that would have been really neat if they decide to push through it and persevere and figure out how this can weirdly work.
That's
And
just a
'cause-
thing throughout TNG, though. Like any time where some cool change to the status quo could be enacted, they don't.
Well, that's the thing. For example, so the episodes that we like the most, I think one cornerstone of them that we find satisfying is that they did change things. Like I keep bringing up Measure of a Man. Measure of a Man actually did change things. It changed the way Data is perceived by the Federation,
Yeah.
and that tracks forever. Yesterday's Enterprise changed Tasha's ending and completely and brought about fucking all this other Romulan shit. It had actual effects.
Right.
I mean, we were okay with Inner Light, but it had some effects. This they reset
enough.
back to.
Not enough for me.
Yeah, not enough. That's the thing. And that's the thing. This episode resets back in the 90s way so hard that it's disappointing. I do wish it was if they stayed together, like Ronald Moore suggests, it would have been a 10 for sure. It's just really well written, really good performances, really good writing, honestly.
Yeah, really good
very
writing.
subtle. A lot of subtle interpersonal things that aren't normally there in Star Trek, which I thought was really entertaining to watch. Yeah. That's what I thought.
I'll give it an 8.
Okay.
It's fun watching white people teach each other jazz.
Yes. All right, Dan. Yep. That's very true.
That's funny. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. As for our Discord gave it an 8 functionally.
Wow, really? Gosh. This episode made me cry. So I also, that's why I gave it a 9.5 because I got really emotional.
If you do the average, it's closer to actually to a 7.5, I think.
What was it? What was the score on online?
An 8. So I think it's depending on how you view it. The vote that won was 8, but functionally, if you did an average, it'd probably be closer to 7.5.
And the Discord's been tracking me lately.
Dan is the avatar of averages in the Discord.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, but yeah, that was lessons. They learned musical lessons, but also lessons about love.
Yeah, interesting how Beverly's a dancer and Darren's a musician.
Well. All right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. If you liked all the stuff we do, maybe you could give us a like or a review or make a comment or rating wherever you are on Spotify or Apple Podcasts.
Give us a rating. Send us into 2025 if we're not there already.
Yeah.
With
we'll
a
be in
nice
there.
nice rating. Well, we're recording this in the past, so hello from 2024.
Yeah. Also, you can check out our merch store. We have some stuff. We have a hoodie and 2 t-shirts there. We're planning to add more stuff in 2025 with more exciting designs. So you'll watch that space for other stuff. Go to fugitiveframes.store. I sometimes forget to say the URL. So head over to fugitiveframes.store.
I will say the hoodies are very nice.
They are very comfy.
Very comfortable, very warm.
And I do like that we managed to get that embroidered stitching patch on working out. I was worried because our first prototype of it looked terrible, but the second one.
But now it
much
looks
better.
beautiful.
Yeah, now it looks great. And maybe you guys want to get, early access to new episodes, or maybe you want to see YouTube ad-free versions of these episodes, or, become a member of our Discord. You can head on over to our YouTube channel and become a member of the channel. You get all those perks I just listed out. And we're gonna have some other stuff. But yeah, basically you get a week early access to these episodes on YouTube. And
the perks is just like the perks of being a wallflower.
Oh, exactly.
Shout out to our Discord channel. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. We have such fun conversation. I learned so much from you guys. Big hello. Lots of love from me. I've learned about a lot of people's cute animals.
Yeah.
Cute pets.
Someone literally
traveling.
Just
everything that's not related to Star Trek. We talk about a lot of other stuff, which is fun.
Someone literally just posted like a boot they're wearing and they're like keeping it spicy. And there's 2 holsters on it. One is for a holster of Tabasco and the other is a gun holster.
Oh yeah, dude.
Good.
Nice.
Right in their boot.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
We have fun over there.
This.
We have fun.
Yeah.
Speaking of politics, I like when people change their mind. I used to be very pro gun reform and stuff like that, but now I want everybody to have a fucking gun.
Now I'm anti-gun reform.
Now you're packing.
Hell yeah, dude. Now
I mean,
I'm like
it depends on the times, right? Like times are getting desperate, times are scary, it's everyone for themselves soon. So
no, it's getting fun. Sarah.
It's getting fun. All right, nice.
We're in our Trump era, which means that we're just not gonna give a fuck, dude.
We just need to.
Yeah, we need to enjoy life, dude.
You
need to be cranking it, dude, all the time.
Enjoy life. Secure your gun. Do your training.
No, don't. What? Throw caution to the wind. No fucking training, dude.
Just fire wildly in all directions.
Yeah, dude. Here's the thing, dude. My monkey idea is not so crazy anymore.
That's what I was gonna think. I was just gonna think about that. Hey, look, if they're gonna have guns, we need to have guns, okay?
You'll duct tape the guns to their hands so they can't drop the guns.
No, dude. They can still fucking reload though, because they have.
Yeah. They'll do the John Wick
with
reload
with their feet.
Yeah, where they flick it.
Yeah,
that's what they'll do. But also, if you guys ever want to send an email to the podcast, you can always email us at contact@newbiestartrek.com. That's contact@newbiestartrek.com. This week, we have an email from Alex. I just thought this was just a funny story in general, because this is one of the very rare emails I actually replied to. Okay, so
why are we replying to it now?
Oh, because it's funny. The whole thing's funny to me.
Oh, okay.
So that's funny. Hey, newbies, been listening for about a year, around the time you started releasing podcasts on YouTube. Want to let you know that very recently, I was listening to another podcast that did an ad read for ExpressVPN. Podcaster started by saying that going online without a VPN is like sex without a condom. I thought that's a familiar analogy, but I was totally unprepared for when they later said verbatim, do you really want to raw dog the whole internet?
No.
Wow.
I've heard this on another podcast. I have heard it on another podcast.
Copywritten.
Who?
Just wanted to let you guys know that Ricardo's colorful language is apparently so embraced by ExpressVPN that they're using it in their ad copy for other podcasters to say, Alex from San Antonio.
Or maybe they listened and they ripped off.
It's fine.
Here's the thing.
I replied.
What?
Did it happen to be Castle Super Beast you were listening to? And they replied back, it totally was. Hearing Wooly say that was a wild trip. So
yeah, I heard it too.
What is Castle Beast?
It's another podcast. It's a long running podcast. Between 2 video gamers.
That's copywritten, Mr. Beast.
It's not,
or whatever you're.
Listen.
It is copy written by ExpressVPN for others to use.
Listen, Wooly or Pat, most likely Pat, because Pat's the one who actually watches Star Trek. If you got this from the podcast, you feel free if you want to send us an email and be like, hey, what are you up to? You guys want to? Because I've actually been a fan for a really long time.
All right.
Oh my god, that's so funny. That's crazy.
So,
raw dogging the internet is for everybody, Sarah.
Yeah,
you can't keep that, dude.
Yeah, Ricardo may have invented it, but he never copywrote it or patented it. It's like the guy who figured out penicillin, He didn't
Exactly, dude.
copyright.
Yeah, it's for the
Exactly.
people.
It's for the people.
And this is before the stupid raw dogging, like a flight trend.
Yeah,
or whatever
dude.
the hell
Oh
that-
no,
that
yeah,
thing
yeah.
is.
This is way
I was
before
raw
that.
dogging before raw dogging was cool, dude.
Yeah,
When you
this
get
is during
chlamydia.
COVID when everyone was not dogging anyone
No,
at that
dude.
point.
No, they weren't raw
Not
dogging
raw.
anything.
Not raw, yeah.
People were anti-dogging.
Yeah, hot
at
dogs
that
were
point.
expensive because you
Dogs.
couldn't get them.
No hot dogs.
Yeah.
All right, Alex. Thank you for the update. That
That's
got a
funny.
little chuckle out of me. So yeah, if you guys,
do you think they wrote it into the copy for real?
I highly doubt it.
That would be
Um,
surprising.
Because every correspondence I've received from ExpressVPN has been very professional
Oh,
and
nice.
straightforward. So I don't think they just do that. I do
Wait,
know
are you
that.
trying to say that's not professional? Raw dogging the internet is very
Yeah, dude.
professional.
Well, very straightforward.
straightforward.
What they
It
do,
doesn't get more straightforward than
what
that.
they do is they actually send us lists of like, well, here's another talking point. You could say like you can
Boring,
watch
dude.
these sports games, during these blackout dates, etc. And I'm like,
Yeah.
sure.
That's for chumps, dude. That's for people who are scared, dude.
I mean, for what
Because
it's worth, I've heard Wooly talk like on multiple occasions about the talking points they were given and saying that they are absurd. But it might just be a bit that's been like going on for years now. I don't know.
No,
It's kind of like
Might be that they're different.
I don't know if you guys heard this rumor, but like about Richard Gere and a gerbil. Do you guys hear about that?
yeah. That
How
old
is
rumor.
it that like we didn't grow up in the same fucking neighborhood?
Right?
And I know people from like other parts of the country that heard of that.
Well, it's
just
because it
happens,
made it
dude.
into the
It happens,
tabloids.
dude.
And
Raw
then,
dogging is in the fucking air, dude.
But yeah, if you guys want to check out other stuff we do, you can always head on over to fugitiveframes.com. It has links to all the things that we do, including the Would You Stay Tuned podcast. Look, I know we were talking about doing Utopia for a while, but in the meantime, Sarah and I made Dan watch The Blacklist.
Oh God.
See, again, this is what I mean. Stop telling people what we're going to do.
So there's an episode that should be out shortly. I think 2 days
Don't
after
even say
this.
that, Marvin. Surprise them, dude. Don't say that.
The Blacklist is out.
No.
It'll be out
it's not out.
eventually.
Maybe something else is out.
Something will come out eventually.
Did you guys hear that the Pope was going to release the 7 fishes or something bullshit like that?
What?
And then
What?
like the Pope was going to do like this like ceremony, and people were like,
He's finally
scared
going
that
to free them?
He was
Yeah.
he's gonna free 7 fishes or like open the gates to hell or something like that.
Finally.
And I thought, dude, this is Arnold's fucking chance to go see and the dice. Oh man, bring
yeah.
that movie back, guys.
They're gonna free their little anime mascot with the raincoat. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next time we're going back into the land of DS9.
Hell yeah.
Going to Vortex. I actually don't remember this episode very well at all, so I don't even have a way to spoil it. So
I wonder if it has anything to do with the wormhole.
Interesting.
Yeah, I wonder.
Well, we'll see. All
But you know what? No
everybody.
promises, because we sometimes we say we're gonna do an episode and then we don't. So
Yeah, and sometimes we end up just having an episode full of farts. Just-
yeah.
Okay, everybody. Goodbye.
See ya, everyone.
Oh God. I don't associate with this ending. Everyone stay safe. No, stop.
Only
Everybody
fart
spit
if
into
you
a
really
cup.
have to.
Sarah only responds if you're spitting into a cup.
Yeah. Only spit into a cup and drink it.
Got 'em.
That's what you're doing
Yeah.
is gross, Marvin. Okay.
Got him. Right.
Bye.